Hey folks, today we're swapping out an engine in a Honda MTX 25. I'm just going to show you what's involved in actually getting an engine out. They're fairly simple two-stroke engines, you don't have too much extra wiring and all that jazz. So, first step is to strip off all the ancillaries, such as the carburetor, exhaust, the gear shift pedal, the chain, all that sort of stuff, and then we can loosen out the main mount bolts and get the engine out. So to take off the carburetor, we have two screws, one holding it onto the manifold going into the engine, and one holding the clip going back into the airbox. This here pipe should pull off. And then, since we're going to be leaving the carb in this bike, we can just pull this off and put it up out of the way somewhere. Or just leave it there. While we're still in this area, we're going to take out our spark plug wire, HT lead. Leave that up out of the way as well. There's also a wire that goes to, I think it's the coolant temperature sensor on the top of the block, top of the cylinder head. It's broken off in this case, so we'll just leave it also out of the way. Next we're going to take off our exhaust, which is held on by two 13mm bolts. Next we're going to remove the rear brake foot lever here, because it's in the way of one of the main bolts that holds the engine in. We can loosen the 12mm bolt on the back. And then we should be able to pull out the pin here and loosen this back. There's a split pin we need to take off here to remove the lever. We want to remove this spring as well. Now our brake lever can come out, which gives us access to this bolt. So now we're around the far side of the bike. We're going to take off the chain. So we find our split link, pull it out, and the retainer clip. There we go, neutral. Next we're going to take off the gear shift pedal. It just gets in the way whenever you're trying to take the engine out from the far side. So it's a 10mm bolt. Just take the bolt fully out and slide that off. Make sure and turn your fuel off. You can see it dripping out of the carburetor here when it's up at an angle. This is a water-cooled bike, so obviously you have hoses going to and from the radiator. I'm going to take off the lower hose here from the pump, and there's no water in this one. Part of the reason we're changing it. And there is one more hose on the very top of the cylinder head beside the spark plug, all the way up there. You can just see the top hose now up here. I'm going to take it off as well. we're back again on this side now. We have to take off the clutch cable. So what you can do is you can pull it out, screw it fully up, let it out, unclip the bottom, and that's it off. Thankfully these bikes have very little wiring on them. There's two wires coming up from the bottom of this case which holds the stator and the thing for sending the signal up to the CDI, send the signal to the coil to make it spark. So there's two cables going up which both have connectors on them. So now we're ready to take out the engine. There's 3 bolts holding it on. One at the front. The last person used a lock nut on this as well as a normal nut. So we need the spanner. That pulled out very easily. Doesn't look like the original bolt. Now I've got these 2 bolts at the back, which are 14mm. Put a spanner on the far side and take them out. Be careful of these 2 spacers that are either side. You don't want to lose those. So there we have it. There's our bolt, our 2 spacers and our nut. And finally we have 1 bolt on the bottom, which has a 17mm nut on it and a 14mm bolt on the far side. Here's that bolt from the far side now. If we give the engine a bit of a wiggle, we should be able to pull the bolt out. And it's out, and the engine should be free now. Yep, so we're going to lift it out. So to get this engine out, we're going to lift it up at the front, and that'll pull it out a little bit that way from the mounts at the back, and it's hopefully going to come straight out. And we're out. So this is our engine we're going to be rebuilding hopefully in a later video. Problem is that it keeps slipping out of gear. But in the meantime we're going to put another engine that we have into this bike to get it going. Thanks for watching. Cheers, bye bye.